Hey guys, Tom here again. This week we're doing part 2 of the style sample packs that we saw last week. It might have been 3 weeks ago, but still. This week we're going to be doing
traditional and industrial.
So let's get into it.
So here we have our industrial mood board. When we put this together, the 3 things that we really thought about was a limited color palette, texture, and materials. So you'll see in this mood board, there's only 3 colors: white, gray, and black. But it looks like there's lots of things going on because we've chosen different textures. So we've gone with a terrazzo look tile, which will give you depth in the floor. We've gone with a concrete look subway tile that doesn't make the subways look really flat. It makes them look more edgy and like they're like bricks on the wall, but then they're on the floor. And then we've gone with another grey concrete look floor tile as well that has different colours of grey in it, so it gives it lots of depth, so on the floor it doesn't look like a solid piece of concrete.
In your opinion, what works best for an industrial look? Is it for bigger areas or?
I would say bigger areas. You definitely want to have a lot of light coming into the room, because if it's really small and really dark, then it might feel quite claustrophobic. But if you've got a beautiful skylight above the shower or a skylight right in the ceiling, then this is definitely a way to go. Adding white will help open up the room as well. So maybe picking a feature behind the toilet or behind the mirror.
If you can give a rundown of the industrial look, because it comes to mind, it's just like slick, hipster New York vibes.
It is. When I think of industrial, I think of like a New York apartment. So it's all about seeing the material. So it's like you think of steel shower frames, terrazzo look floors, untouched wood that looks quite raw. So I wouldn't be bringing in any pops of colour. It's all about minimalist and material. So this is the traditional pack, which is actually one of my favorites because I like the fact that there's no grey in it. A lot of people do grey on the floor and white on the walls. In a traditional home, there isn't a huge amount of grey used because that makes it feel more modernist and more minimal. And so what we've done here is we've gone with a travertine look porcelain tile for the floor. There's lots of movement in the piece. It gives you lots of depth and colour, and going with a beige colour gives the room a huge amount more warmth than going with a grey. And travertine is an Australian favourite. Most Australian homes that you go to will have some kind of travertine somewhere, if it's in a bathroom or an outdoor entertaining area. It's classic. Beautiful. Then we've gone with a patterned encaustic look tile, but it's made of porcelain as well, so it could be used on the floors or the walls. It's in this floral pattern that can be repeated on the floor. The swirls, that's what makes it more traditional. So pairing this on the floor with a beveled subway tile. A lot of the times as well in traditional bathroom, you won't tile all the way to the ceiling. You'll tile up to waist height and then you'll paint above so you can bring colour into the home through that. And in the shower, you'll tile all the way to the ceiling because of waterproofing reasons. But if you're doing a powder room, you could just go to waist height as well, and that really gives it a traditional feel. We've gone with square subways in the traditional look. You can lay them in this pattern, which is just straight up and down, or you can do them in brick lay. You can see we've also not used a white tile because In traditional homes, you want to bring that warmth into them. So we've used this soft grey, matching it with a grout, which is a beige colour. Because in a kitchen, it will give you lots of warmth. You can do a Carrara bench top and it would look really good, or you could do a wooden bench top and it was really good. And because it's got these like undulating surfaces, it will give you that texture. And then another textural piece is this subway tile. Most traditional homes don't have a lot of straight lines in them. They're not minimalist, you know, boxes that you live in. They're houses with curves. So this tile has got texture to replicate what the house will look like. These bumps replicate the bumps of the bricks outside, so it's nice to repeat elements over and over again. And then we've just done a classic white tile as well, because that's always used in the gloss, because that's much more traditional and classic compared to the matte. So there's a lot of gloss going on, so when you get the reflection around the room, but yeah, the traditional. And we matched it with like a bay grey. We matched it with a grey grout, which is a beige colour. It was way too hard to say. And so we've got a beige looking beigey grey tile. Oh my God, so hard. It's just beautiful.